Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your August 2018 tarot reading, and happy birthday to those of you who were born towards the end of the month. We have a Celtic cross spread in front of us, which normally is 10 cards, but we did get an extra card that came out in the foundation and also in the outcome position for you. Uh, let's go through the cards one by one. In the main situation, we have the Nine of Cups. So, people, generally speaking, this is referred to oftentimes as the wish card. Um, it's technically actually a Pisces card between 10 and 20 degrees of Pisces. And that's a mixture of Neptune energy with Pluto energy. So, really, to me, this is about contentment. It's knowing what you want and being willing to wait for it. That's kind of what I see when I look at this card. You see the person there sitting there, they have these 9 cups behind them. And rather than going out and chasing after that last cup to get to the 10 of cups, they're sitting there content with those cups on display, saying, hey, this is what I've gone through, and just being open and receptive to receiving that last cup. And a lot of times that'll bring things to you, right? Just being open to abundance as opposed to actively going out and seeking it. Sometimes that could be the best way to get it. I think your message for last month, too, was good things come to those who wait. So that could just be an extension of you embracing that energy and knowing that, hey, something good is coming your way. You have Venus in your first house right now. It'll be there till around the middle of August. So that could also bring good things your way. So definitely a good card to have in that position. In the challenge or obstacle position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this could just be saying that maybe you're having some issues with a Capricorn, because this is normally my Capricorn card. It could be any earth sign, though. It could even be you, you know. But most likely, I get the feeling that this is another earth sign you're dealing with. And maybe they're moving slow. If it is a Capricorn, for example, their ruler is actually in retrograde right now. So that could have them feeling a bit out of sorts. So maybe if you're waiting on something from them, they're not moving as quickly as you'd like, but you're still in that receptive position, knowing that, you feel like you've done what you've needed to do on your end, and now you're just going to wait for things to come your way. This could also be referring to the fact that Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, is in your 5th house right now, going retrograde. So maybe that's you accepting that, you know what, Saturn's going to start going direct early in September. So maybe that's you saying, all right, I know that maybe what I want isn't coming my way right now, but something is telling you that it's coming your way soon. So you're just in that receptive, open position at this point. Could just be talking about you're pursuing your wishes, but you've also been bogged down with work. That could be what this is referring to as well. But of those messages, for some reason, I'm getting more of a feeling that this is referring to the Saturn energy in your 5th house. And if that's the case, you will still have to do a little more waiting, because Saturn's still going to be moving backwards until early in September. But Saturn is seen as a planet of restriction, yes, but it does reward hard work. Just might not seem to come that as quickly as you'd like when it's in reverse, when it's in retrograde or ever. So, but seeing you in that position, 9 of Cups, tells me that you know deep down you've put in the work you've needed to put in, and maybe you've decided rather than fight it, you're just gonna let things unfold more naturally, which seems like a good move. Now, you got 2 real tough cards in the foundation position here. The Tower and the 5 of Pentacles. I'm seeing this a few different ways, but primarily I see this more as, even though it is the foundation, I feel that this is what's been coloring the past for you in a way. What I mean by that is maybe you were in a relationship, let's say, you thought it was stable, and then out of the blue, something came along and completely knocked the relationship down and had you feeling in this 5 of Pentacles energy. Could have been a job as well. Maybe you felt that you're in a very stable career path, then something came along to completely blow that up. You will actually, I'm recording this on the 21st of July, and there's going to be a full moon lunar eclipse in your sixth house. So it's a possibility that something could happen around there, to be perfectly honest with you. But for the most part, I'm not really getting that vibe that it's a career situation that's blowing up. But do keep in mind, if it is usually the thing with the tower, well, regardless of what it is that was removed from your life, usually with the tower, the lightning bolt we see there is kind of seen as divine intervention. So um, let's say if this was as sturdy as you thought it was, lightning bolt would be able to hit it with no problem, right? So this is showing you, and especially with Saturn going backwards in your fifth house, it could be showing you, hey, there are some flaws in this relationship. Doesn't mean that you can't necessarily repair it if you feel so inclined, but you just might need to hit the reset button if that's the case. And that could be what this Five of Pentacles is referring to as well. This is actually a Taurus card, but I see it as Venus being visited by Saturn, so that could lead to relationship difficulties, obviously, and also financial difficulties. So, whatever the case may be, if something was removed from your life, or at least if there were major flaws shown in it, and you're in this state now, you're still with the person or you're still with the organization, now you know what work needs to be done. It looks like you've been putting in a lot of work. So that's why I feel like this is more probably orientated in the past, but you're just still feeling that energy. I mean, this isn't something you just wake up the next day and you feel refreshed, right? These are two tough cards to have. And that could lead to what we have here. In the past, you have Four of Pentacles. So, Four of Pentacles is actually a Capricorn card for me, and it's actually Saturn being met by Mercury. So that could be you thinking about financial difficulty, right? So maybe you're thinking if you did lose a job, you're like, oh, I got to hold on to my money, I got to save my money up and not, be rash with how I spend it. Maybe you're thinking about making some kind of investment. So that's why you have this card coming up. But this was a past energy. So whatever this was, again, both of these cards, I'm really getting the vibe with them that they're more energy you're coming out of rather than energy that you're still currently in. But certainly for some of you, it's possible that you're still in that position. If that's the case, just have faith that that should clear up for you soon. And I mean, you have another pretty positive card in the position of your influence on the situation. So I would definitely say that this is more passing energy rather than something that's still in play or will be in play for much longer. In the position of the present, we have the Ace of Swords. So to me, this is usually some kind of communication. It could just be even an idea that comes to you, but whatever it is, it's usually a very positive one. So let's say if this was a relationship, right, and maybe you've been in the position of saying, well, I'm just going to wait. I've, said my piece, whatever the case may be. I put in the work that I needed to put in. I'll wait for the person to come to me, right? But they're in this position. They're moving pretty slow. Maybe you're not hearing from them. So maybe that's them that's in this Four of Pentacles position. They're very closed off. This to me points to at some point you'll get some communication. If you do, it should be honest communication, but let's keep in mind that you'll have Mercury retrograde, which Mercury is your ruler for one. And then on top of that, it's going to be in the 12th house, so there could be some confusion regarding that. But given that it's in the upright, I think if you just make sure you think it over and don't react too quickly to what's said, you'll find that it is a positive message. Even if it is a message tied to the tower, let's say, maybe you're still in the situation and this is something that's going to come up very soon. When you find out the truth, that could cause the tower moment and have you feeling that Five of Pentacles energy. Certainly a possibility. It could even be that you find out from the person that caused this, maybe they come to you and tell you why they did what they did, and maybe that helps you move forward. a lot of different scenarios at play there. But for the vast majority of you, I feel that this is more passing energy than something that's really going to hang around for you this month. But we'll see. Guess not everyone could have an amazing month, right? So maybe this will still linger for some of you, but just know that with time it will improve from what I'm seeing here. All right, in the near future position, we have the moon. So again, like I said, I'm recording this right before that full moon that's coming up later in Aquarius, which is a total lunar eclipse, and it's going to be conjunct Mars in retrograde and the South Node. So that could be saying that you're letting something go in that house, which is usually a house of work or health. So it might just be something that comes to light. Maybe if this is energy, right? Maybe you've had health issues. This could be health issues as well. If you look at the person with the crutches there, maybe you've been struggling to find out what's going on. Maybe you get news regarding what the issue is, right? With that full moon energy coming to play, maybe it was something you weren't aware was a health issue. You just thought, oh, maybe I'm low on energy or something along those lines. Something comes out, you find out what it is, and then you're able to improve your health from there. That's a possibility. If this is relationship related, you might just be feeling confused. That would totally make sense. Sometimes this moon card is pointed to as a Pisces card. I don't necessarily see that. But if it were, keep in mind that there will be a full moon in Pisces at the end of August. So maybe that would help shed some light on something. That new moon solar eclipse that's happening in Leo, that's your 12th house, which is the house ruled by Pisces. So between that and Mercury will be in retrograde in your 12th house, that could be saying that it's just causing a big mental fog for you. If that's the case, it looks like whatever messages do come through, you can most likely trust them. But if you're feeling a little foggy about it, just try to feel your way through it. Take your time. Don't push yourself to make a rash decision. And, with you in the Nine of Cups energy anyway, I don't necessarily see you doing that, but did have to put it out there just in case. All right. In the position of your influence on a situation, we have the Wheel of Fortune. As opposed to the Tower, this is seen as a mostly positive card by most people, right? So to me, this is just saying, especially with the Nine of Cups there as well, this could just be saying that your luck is changing. Keep in mind that the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and that's what this card points to. And Jupiter has been in your third house, which is the house of communication, short distance travel. So with it, it was going retrograde. It just started going direct towards the middle of July, and it's going to be picking up speed. So maybe that's what was holding up communication for you. The fact that Jupiter was moving backwards through your communication house, and now if it's starting to pick up speed, you'll get that communication you've been waiting for, regardless of if it was a job offer. You're feeling this Five of Pentacles and really starting to panic and feel like you had to pinch your pennies because you hadn't been hearing any word from them. Maybe that message finally comes across now. The Wheel of Fortune is just a lucky card to have, and especially when you have the Nine of Cups as well. And then in your outcome, I see the Ten of Cups. So something good's coming your way. Put it that way. We said good things come to those who wait. Last month, it looks like if it didn't already come your way, this month looks like it'll be when it finally unfolds. So for those of you who are feeling left out last month, if you're still not feeling energy just yet, it looks like the messages are repeating. So something to keep in mind there. All right, in the position of the environment, we have the King of Wands in reverse. So if there is a new deception, let's say, right, it could be from a Leo person. This is typically my Leo card. And normally I do see the court cards as an actual person, but I'll say a couple things about that. The fact that we're in the time of Leo, to me, is a big point to make there, because this could just be saying, again, with the fact that your ruler is going to be retrograde in Leo, could just be that you're feeling out of sorts. So if this isn't an actual person, it could just be saying that during the time of Leo, you're feeling a bit confused. So you have that moon energy there. You're not sure if you can trust the messages that you received. I see in your hopes or fears position the Seven of Cups, so that also points to me that you might fear being deceived. If that's the case, try to take your time. If this is an actual Leo, could be any fire sign, but I mean, Leo's sticking out to me the most with this card. So let's say it is an actual Leo in your life, and maybe you guys have a conflict of some kind, or you're feeling that you can't trust them. Just keep in mind there's a lot going on for them too right now. They're going to have that full moon lunar eclipse in their opposite sign on July 27th, I believe is the date. So right before we come into August, they'll be dealing with that energy. Then they're going to have a new moon solar eclipse in their sign on August 11th. And Mercury is going to be retrograde in their sign. So they might be out of sorts. Don't get me wrong. If this is someone you've been dealing with long before any retrogrades and they've been causing problems for you, then yeah. If you feel the need to cut them out of your life, and that's what the Ace of Swords is about, then in that case, then, you're supported there. But if this is someone you haven't had any problems with and they've been in your life and you've been able to trust them, it could just be between your ruler being retrograde, might having you seeing things, maybe not as clearly as normal when they might be communicating unclearly on top of that. So if you can, try to ride that out. They'll be out of that energy, and then Mercury will be out of its shadow and moving forward again normally by early September. So let's say around Labor Day, worst case. If this is a long-standing connection of some kind, try to give it until Labor Day if you can. If they haven't had a history of being deceptive or anything, it could just be a misunderstanding. And a lot of times, too, if you do try to break something up during the Mercury retrograde, it ends up coming back around eventually anyway. So just keep an eye. Just keep an eye on the situation if that's the case. But it might just be someone in your circle that's feeling out of sorts right now. Or like I said, this could just be saying, while the sun is in Leo and all that stuff is going on, things might seem a little foggy. If that's the case, don't forget sun's moving into your sign towards the end of the month. And then we'll have that full moon in your opposite sign towards the end of the month. So you can wait for things to clear up around then if that's the case. All right, and in the outcome position, we have two cards. We have the Queen of Wands and we have the Ten of Cups. So these are two pretty good cards to have, especially the Ten of Cups, right? I mean, like we were saying, even if this is finances, but obviously this could point to love. Let's say it's finances, though. We were talking about some of that last month. You're in a Nine of Cups position, saying that, I'm going to wait. I'm content. I know what I've done. I know my worth. I'm going to wait for the rewards. This could be saying taking that stance, now having the Wheel of Fortune, and you're influencing the situation. That shifts things, and you get that 10th cup now, towards the end of the month. So yes, the first thing people point to with this card a lot is love, stability, relationships, right? But it could be finances too. It could be a creative project that you'd started and you've been working hard towards it and maybe haven't seen the results you were expecting. Now the wheel starts to turn with Jupiter in your third house. You get some more exposure with that project, right? And maybe the spotlight, rather, gets shine on it and things improve there. And then Queen of Wands. So this could be if you were dealing with a fire sign. This is usually my Aries card, but it could be any fire sign. Maybe, let's say it was this person who was feeling out of sorts and out of whack with all the stuff going on in their sign, and now they come around to the end of the month and offer you the relationship that you're looking for. This could just even be pointing to Mars, too, because Aries is ruled by Mars and Mars is going retrograde. So this could just be saying once Mars starts going direct, which I believe will be the first week of September. So that'll also be Mercury will be going forward by then too and out of its shadow. So maybe this is saying early September is when you'll be feeling in this Ten of Cups energy. But either way, I mean, it's hard to find any anything bad to say about these two cards in combination. And then at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles too. So that could be a new, a new job offer, maybe a raise, a promotion, whatever the case may be. That could be what that Ace of Pentacles is referring to, and maybe that comes around the end of the month. But it could just be an offer of something tangible and stable too. So could also tie back into relationships. All right, and the Oracle card is a pretty positive one as well. It's Milk and Honey. I'll let you look at the artwork for a second. And that's number 51 for that if that number resonates with any of you. I'll read the message from the book, and then we'll wrap up. All right, it says essential meanings. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. Well, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. Those two cards there would certainly point to that. Then the Ten of Cups and the outcome certainly points to those needs being met. So far it looks like it's matching up. The Oracle's message. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. Now, like I said, we can't act like we didn't see the Tower and the Five of Pentacles there, right? So this, even if this was something sudden that was pulled from your life, and maybe you're still feeling the effects of that. You were closed off a bit in the past, or someone was closed off of you. Everything I'm seeing here leads to yes. Let's not act like that didn't happen. It probably did, or might very well soon, but looks like after that, things really start to shift in a positive way. All right, and for those of you who this resonated on a relationship level, we'll read that message. Sensuality, connection, and passionate romance between lovers, sweet moments of understanding, and love amongst friends and family are all here for you to savor now. Your heart's calling will be answered. Let your thoughts and feelings be sweet with gratitude, and you'll be nourished with the honey of abundance. All right. So, what more can we say there, right? Again, pointing to the Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. It certainly seems like good indicators as far as relationships go. Yes, we do have the King of Wands in reverse there. But like I said, if this is the same fire sign, right? A Leo or any fire sign, maybe they're just feeling out of sorts. For all the fire signs, for example, let's say it's a Sagittarius. Their ruler's been retrograde for a while. It's just now starting to move forward, so maybe they've been feeling out of sorts. But if this is the same person in the outcome, then hey, they come around. You get the relationship you're looking for. If it's an Aries, which we see there, their ruler's been retrograde. It's going to start moving forward early next month, so maybe they've been feeling out of sorts. So maybe they, maybe they might have made a rash decision and broke things up with you, and it came out of the blue, right? And now you were feeling closed off, but now they come around, they let you know, hey, this is what was going on. They apologize, they make it up to you. And if it's a Leo, like I said, they have Mercury retrograde in their sign. They have all kinds of eclipse energy going on, so they could be feeling out of sorts. Then they come around. Could be different people too, though. But yeah, either way, it definitely seems like relationship-wise, things will work out for you. And then lastly, if this is more financial for you guys, we have the prosperity message. There is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. So, I mean, there's a lot of things I could come back to from that message that resonate with the reading, but let's say, for example, miracles are a choice and way of seeing the world. So if this is how you're seeing the world now, even with this stuff that happened and in the past you were feeling closed off, but now you're in that Nine of Cups energy, right? That's saying, hey, look what ends up happening there. You get the Wheel of Fortune, right? Things start going in your favor. Or even if we want to look at it the other way, since this is your influence on the situation, let's say that this is where you are. You're thinking that abundance will come your way. And then you see it manifest physically when you get into this month. So either way, things look really good. I mean, for what it's worth, however random it sounds, the fact that you had the Tower and the Five of Pentacles together is probably the best combination you could have had, as opposed to having one here and then the other in the outcome, let's say, you know. This leads me to believe that they were very much tied together. Um, and again, if we look at that and then look at what was in the past versus what's coming in towards the future, really feel that this is either something that already took place or will very soon to allow for better things to come in. So try to stay in this energy if you can, even if something seems to knock you off course, especially with the sun coming into your sign. If it's finances, Venus will be moving into your second house soon enough, so that could help with finances. But yeah, that's about all. That's about all I had as far as messages go for this month. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll see you all next month.